Hi, good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, I believe. My name is David. I'm running today a session of Masks as part of the Gauntlet. So Masks is a Powered by the Apocalypse game about teen and young adult superheroes by Brendan Conway and published by Magpie Games. Probably needs very little introduction, but that's my little introduction as it is. If you are interested in finding more, I'll put a link down to the Magpie Games site below. This game, as I said, is being run as part of the Gauntlet, which is an online role-playing club. We meet together to play games like this one online. We also have a number of podcasts. We have a monthly gaming zine called Codex, which has loads of stuff in for both sort of original games and stuff for existing games. So do check that out if you're interested. You can find information about sort of everything we do at our website, which is gauntlet-rpg.com. Again, I'll put a link to that down below. And yeah, that in a nutshell is who we are and what we're doing here. I will ask my players to introduce themselves and to tell us a little bit about the character that they'll be playing today. We are introducing a new player today as well, and their character. So we'll also bring them up to speed. I'll go through in more or less character keeper order, but I will come back around to Maria at the end. Greg, if you'd like to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about who you'll be playing.
Yeah, I'm playing Sheila O'Brien, the bull. Her kind of code name is Buggane, and Buggane is some sort of troll-like creature from the Isle of Man in England. And so her story is that she comes from some magical bloodline in Ireland. And so there's some sort of evil force that killed her parents, and that her and her uncle fled to Gauntlet City to escape. And so what happens is she's very strong, very tough, and when she uses her powers, she changes as a result of using them. So not like a werewolf where you change and get the powers, but she's just strong, and the more she uses them, she gets claws, big teeth, fur all over her. Her body changes, and she is. Let's see. Yeah, woman, Irish, tall and gangly, guarded, quick to anger, gets her clothing from Goodwill, but stylish enough. Partly because when her body changes, her clothes all rip up, so she kind of needs a cheap supply of clothing. Knockback is my rival, partly because of his secret identity, and Nightbolt is kind of my secret love, kind of bit. So. I think that's it. Did anything else?
No, that sounds great to get started
Okay.
with. Thank you very much. So Rich, if you'd like to introduce yourself and tell us a bit about who you're playing.
You bet. I am Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and I am playing Prior Perez, who is also known as Knockback, also he, him pronouns. The playbook is the Janus, which is kind of the Spider-Man style playbook. So he wears a mask when he does superheroing. He definitely is very protective of his secret identity. In fact, I believe he did not tell... hold on, I'm double checking. Yeah, I think I didn't tell Buggane about this. So Knockback, or Prior's father, is a supervillain named Superior, who's in retirement, but Prior has suspicions that that's not exactly true. In fact, Superior, his dad, was the main reason he got into superheroing. And he wears that mask because he's terrified of his father finding out that he's the one who tries to foil his dad's plots and keep him on the straight and narrow. Along with watching out for his dad, he has mundane life secure identity responsibilities. He delivers pizza for Vertigo's Pizza. Delivery so fast it'll make your head spin. And he also plays on the Samuel Clayman High School baseball team. He's a center fielder. His best friend is Xiejong, and the two of them are as inseparable as possible. And Xiejong, they know about Pryor's secret life. And Pryor at school tries really hard to be boring. Like, he does not try to excel because he thinks that's the way that you keep yourself secret. He's like, no, don't stand out. That's Pryor's current working operandi, his modus operandi. That's Pryor, aka Knockback.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much.
I wanted to ask a clarifying question, Tim, because so Superior is wanted by the police. Is it like official that he lives where you live? Like, I'm just curious, what is the situation over there?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. He lives under a fake name, but he doesn't hide his superness very much. It's entirely possible that he rolled on someone and is maybe here under, like, protection program, but he doesn't care. So I don't know. That's all for David to figure out. But yes, he is not shy to tell people if they ask while standing in his home, "Hey, is that a thing? And is that a cape that you have there on the wall?" Yes, that's my cape. Because awesome. I'm a terrible person. I'm super strong and I can fly. And why should I hide that?
Yeah, awesome.
So I'm next. Yes, Maria goes last.
That's right. Yeah. Well,
I don't want that to jump ahead of the schedule. Hi, I'm Pavel. I'm playing Samuel Decker, who goes by superhero name Nightbolt. He's Nova. He comes from Jamaica. And his parents moved here because when he first exhibited his powers, the entire house burned down. So his parents moved here to seek help and so that the Nightbolt can train and control his abilities. His father is also a tailor who makes superhero costumes, so he's also closer to the business. Nightbolt powers elemental control, and he also changes his appearance to whatever element he's channeling. So last time we have seen him to be made of stone, made of fire, made of water. I think we went through all of this. Yes, he's Nova. He has slight problem controlling his temper. He especially likes to burn things. And he thinks slightly superior over those without superpowers. So that's why he loves hanging with other superpowered teens in this completely mundane and boring school. And his best friend is Bronco, whom he slightly burned when he burned down the house. Bronco was slightly burned, but they are still friends. It's just that Nightbolt is more into superpowered friends.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And Maria, if you would like to introduce yourself and tell us a bit about who you'll be playing with us today.
Yeah, hi, I'm Maria, she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Sammi, the saint. So basically think reincarnating Tibetan Buddha, except he has like religious overtone Holy Spirit powers. But he looks like an angel basically, and I'm doing the playbook of the star. So people think he's like blessed and divine, and people are convinced that he's innocent and that he does good things. But that's all a farce, or he's kind of tired of always seeming to be moral and nice. And yeah, he's actually kind of cold inside because he's always had so much responsibilities to carry with him. Let's see. Do I do the relationship tabs or do I?
Yeah, we can certainly go into your relationship questions now if you'd like. You should have 2 of those, so we can. You can ask those.
I think Decker might be more of a star than me someday, only because I manipulate holy fire and you seem to manipulate all the other elements also. So I'm like, oh no. like I am intimidated a bit. And I think maybe Paris would make a good psychic. Maybe because I find I just like the way you perform mundanity. I feel like it makes me relax from my celebrity status. Also, I can also change more into a more generic wuxia thing if people don't like the whole Holy Spirit overtone.
It's fine by me, but yeah, if anyone would rather we steer clear of that, that's fine. But that's cool by me.
I just want to ask. Oh, I'm sorry. Go.
You started.
So we are trying to go for like more secret identities at the school. So the question is, do people know in the school that you are the saint, or are you like the saint persona and Sammi persona are somehow like secretly not like very much connected to in the open? Because this is like a mundane school and we all go to. So how do you see Saint being the star as keeping his mundane life?
Maybe he has like maybe in mundane life he has religious responsibilities, but in the canon people don't think he has powers. And then oh no, he actually has powers.
Okay.
Yeah, sure thing. That sounds good.
I'm a little concerned about the tone of Sammi. Like, is he going to mock people who believe in the religion that he seems to represent? If that's because it seems like he's tired of it and he doesn't want to be a good person kind of deal. Like, I'm just a little leery about that.
Ooh, okay. I could do a more I don't think it's I don't think he mocks it. It's more of like he finds it so traditional. I can also do a more neutral one if you want.
I want you to play the character that most excites you. I get a little nervous around openly mocking religion, even though I don't understand the Buddhist religion very much. So that's
oh no, this is more Catholic. I'm sorry. It's more yeah. I'll try to wait. You're right. Let me think. What if it was more of a neutral kind of like a priest that just vaguely incarnates rather than connotes a specific religion?
It's less of a specific religion and more of the concern that this person that there are people who have faith in them. That I don't mind the like I'm not worthy of this belief. Like that's really interesting to me. But I despise people of this religion because of their blind faith is the part that I'm concerned about. And if that's not where you're headed, then that's cool.
No. He's I don't think he's like that.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah. It's more that he's kind of, that sort of. I mean, that sort of almost. It's more that he's just sort of rebelling against that like religious framework that he's been brought up in, sort of thing. Is that kind of the idea?
Yeah, it's more of that because of his role he had. The way I understand the Saint playbook, the Star playbook is you have this impeccable celebrity image and you can't blemish it. So I thought of, what if people thought he was like a really nice, like someone you believed in a lot, and he's like, but people aren't perfect, or
yeah, no, exactly. That's
cool. Thank you.
Sure, I'll keep that in mind. Yes.
Yeah, no, that's fair, and yes, that's I think from my perspective as well. I will try and avoid painting you into any situations where that's kind of the thing that that's likely to come up. Cool. Awesome. Awesome. I think we've got an idea of where. Sorry, I've lost my train of thought partway through. Yeah, I think we've got a good idea of that. Did anyone else have a relationship question unasked that they wanted to loop into Sammi?
I had saved a relationship question, not knowing what you'd be playing, Maria. I don't know if it applies or if you're interested in it, but it's blank knew you from your civilian life first. I don't know. Did the saint maybe have you tasseled with Superior, a few years ago before
Maybe we played baseball together.
Oh, I'm into that. I'm super into that.
Like I'm the one that with the sorry, I don't remember the term. The one that catches in the first base.
Oh, first baseman.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Sounds fun.
Like, and you also remember me from but you don't connect that it's the same Sammi.
Nice. So I'm just constantly trying to get you to come back and rejoin the team because you're an incredible athlete. Yep. That sounds good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
Or wait, or like, do I know? So that's probably a question. So when Buggane asked, "Hey, Knockback, who are you really?" I'm like, "That's okay. You're just a little." Yeah, no, I'm not going to tell you. Does Sammi know that Prior and Knockback are one and the same? You think that's interesting? I get an XP if I reveal it. So that's the only reason I ask. But if you really want to know, you know.
I mean, I'm kind of leaning on yes, because I think the reason why I'm part of the team is that I think I have strong feelings for one of y'all, but I feel like Sammy's confused, So it could be you, right? It'd be like, oh, this person I remember from childhood, I must protect. They seem to be getting in a lot of danger.
Oh, okay, cool. Could be. That sounds fine. I'm into it.
Then, just so you know, Buggane and Nightbolt don't know Knockback's true identity.
And I would have told you, hey, I haven't really told them yet.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. I'll figure out when. It's just, the time hasn't been right. That's all.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
And and in our baseball uniforms, I tuck down the cap and be like, okay, but hide my face,
Cool.
Oh, and I think
influence. We have to do influence. Sorry, we have to hand out influence too, right?
Oh yes, that's right. Yes. So yeah, you should have on your sheet, Sammi. There should be a question on there. So I haven't got the playbooks open at the minute, but there should be a question on there that says asks you to do something to hand out influence. Bear with me 1 second while I get it open.
Is it on the first page? Oh, there you go. Choose how you see the team as a means to an end, as something worthwhile on its own. What are y'all leaning on? What do you think is more interesting? Yeah,
What are the choices? I'm sorry, I don't have the Star Playbook in front of me.
If you see the team as a means to an end, or give no influence, or if you see the team as something worthwhile, give 3 teammates influence, which is everybody.
I don't know. Are we an escape from the pressures of being the goody good person for you, or are we just part of that pretending? Because if we're part of the pretending, that's the means to an end, right?
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah, let's go for something worthwhile.
Cool.
Yay, I like being worthwhile. Yay.
Excellent. So yeah, you give out 3 influence. I believe you'll that would be one influence for each. So yeah, you will each have influence over Sammi.
And because I also give influence to three other characters, so I already noted that you have influence over Nightbolt, because Nova has a cheerful persona. So yeah, I also handed out influence to everyone.
Awesome.
Okay.
Cool. So yeah, if everyone is happy with how things are looking, that's cool. If anyone wants to ask questions and get some more information about each other and stuff, that is cool. Feel free to do so. But
would you like to incorporate Saint as well with when the team first came together? I think I still remember, and we could recap what happened there, and we can figure out how Sammi, what was the role of Sammi in this big fight over there.
yeah, sure. We might as well actually, because we haven't really progressed that far beyond that initial setup, so we can easily work the Saint into that. So yeah. Yeah, if you would like to quickly recap what you did when you first came together so far, because I believe that the Saints question will come in after yours anyway. Would have come in after yours anyway on that.
So what I remember is that we were fighting some earth golem that came from the park. If you look at the map, you see at the bottom there was like there's like a park, and some earth golem came from there. In the fight, we demolished some part of the Randy's Rabbit amusement park, and I don't remember. Oh, and I think Knockback said that we saved who was it? Snapshot, an elderly retired superhero who was in the park, who is sort of like a kind of like a mentor to the team. Maybe yes, maybe not. He has a house in the neighborhood. Yeah, I think that's what I remember as a very fast recap. Anyone remembers more details?
Beat me. I'm terrible.
Yeah, no, I was going to say that sounds about right to me. I don't remember any more specific detail than that, but that certainly seems to jive with what I remember. So yeah, the question for Saint is that we as a team attracted the attention of a major outlet within the city thanks to our efforts. Who are they, and why do they support you?
Major outlet?
Yeah, a major media outlet. So, I mean, you know, or in this case, it might be something a bit more local to you. But yeah, so whether that's a kind of a blogger or a traditional news media, something like that.
Just like totally make up whatever you want, but currently existing in canon, there are 3 media outlets that I'll drop into chat just so you have it. But there's almost nothing defined about them, so you can say it's a blog. I'm not trying to horn you in. I'm trying to offer options. It's coming just a second. There we go. We have the public broadcasting channel. I don't know if they're like noteworthy enough for you. We have GNGC, which is the one that actually follows a lot of super stuff, so that might be the place to go. And then there's the local AM sports talk station.
I feel like it's a young investigative journalist from GNGC. They always kind of are not really obsessed with me, but more of like there's something up with this kid kind of thing.
Yeah, awesome. I like that. Yeah, there may be do you think that they are Do you think that they're one of these? I mean, not quite J. Jonah Jameson, but do you think they're one of these sort of investigative journalists where they are trying to find out who you really all are behind the secret identities? Or do you think it's more?
I think this journalist tries to find out, but he thinks that he's not just a pesky media guy. He thinks that he could shed a more humane and holistic light to the heroes. What do you call this? Like he's genuinely like he's not a super bad fanboy, but he's very curious.
Yeah, definitely coming from a supportive place rather than, like I said, rather than a J. Jonah Jameson. I want to expose their face on TV for the publicity.
If it's okay, maybe he's like a journalist who came from an earlier era of superheroes, and he's been curious about this era of superheroes.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And he's like the scholar kind of type that's like, oh, this power, I've never seen this before, and is kind of trying to track down every incident of it.
Sounds good. And do you have an idea for a name for him, or do you want me to come up with one?
Gunther. If that's okay.
Yeah, that's cool. No, that's cool. Awesome.
Academic, kind of.
Yeah, awesome. No, cool. Thank you very much for that. Perfect. So, yeah, and I think he definitely, he was present at the when you defeated this Earth Golem that was rampaging through the city. Got some pictures of you in action, and has been maybe you'll be aware, has been sort of trying to track you down for interviews, maybe, but so far without any success on that front. Unless you want to have spoken to them, but we can kind of get into that. I'm actually wondering if he may also have at one point been mentored by Snapshot as well, because Snapshot was a kind of photography themed superhero back in the day, so it might be some sort of maybe not an actual sidekick as such, but might certainly have at least known Snapshot back in the day. But yeah, awesome. Cool. So with that, I think what we'll do, we've got what I'd like to do first is just to get some just a little kind of day in the life scenes as you get like your first day back at school. What happened? So the others last time had a brief encounter with someone calling themselves the Green Man. There was a bit of a brief fire outside the back of the school, and some general shenanigans went on, but it was all dealt with fairly quickly. And we've now got that sort of scene of everyone's like first sort of getting into school, having their first classes and stuff. So yeah, what I would like from each of you is just a little vignette of how what we see of your character on their first day back at school. We'll then, after that, we'll probably for start take our first quick break. Then when we come back, I'll get certainly our for those of you who have kind of your between session moves, we'll get those done. We'll see what comes out of those. We'll get you into some longer, more involved scenes with each other and with the city in general. But yeah, so what I would like to see first, I'll go through in keeper order. So Sheila, what sort of little snapshot do we get of you on your first day back at school? Or is this Sheila's first day at this school at all? Has she just? I know she's moved to Gauntlet City relatively recently. Oh, sorry, you're muted still there.
So we have been a team, right? We kind of, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's say she moved. You know, she's been here this summer.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll say that the team formed over the summer. So this
Yeah.
is her first time at school. So yeah, she's yeah, so I guess this is her first day, and she's new, and the only person she really knows is Samuel. And so she's kind of how about I say she finds him and quickly kind of globs onto him, kind of deal.
Sure.
Yeah.
I can be showing you around. There's like library over there, gym is over there, and I do like I walk you through everything, where everything is at the school. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. And I guess even Sheila's kind of like, yeah, that guy we ran into. I'm not sure, but I think he was after me and my uncle.
Yeah, I was dying to ask, but I didn't want it to ask too personal. But he seemed to know you. Is it like are there more like things like this haunting you?
Well, back at my homeland, there's a lot of kind of weird magic hard to define it, but that's what we've always called it, was magic. And if you have that sort of magic in you, you kind of attract the attention of these really dark forces. Yeah. And that's kind of, that's kind of why I'm here. But yeah, anyway, yeah, so who that, like, Knockback, do you think he goes to our school?
Hard to say. I don't know. We only met him in this fight and then outside. I don't really know who he is. I just hope he I just like crazy what I just hope he's not Perez guy. This guy is so boring. That it's impossible that Knockback is him, but anyone else, hard to say.
Oh, yeah, because he's kind of young. I mean, he's probably our age. I assume he goes to the high school, or maybe he's one of the other high schools in the city. But yeah, I've never met this Perez guy, right? I mean, you're kind of like the only person I know around here for now.
Yeah, just trust me. He sits in the last bench. Never is very proactive. You will.
Like,
I think we have
is he a
science
dork?
together. What?
Like, is he a dork? Do people think he's like a dork? Is he aloof? Like, you
No,
guys, what are all these weird? From TV, America has all these different categories of their high school kids. Like,
I would call him a nerd, to be honest. To be honest, but he's pretty active in the school baseball team. So.
And nerds, they have it so easy these days. Not like the 90s.
Well, I take your word for it. I was around there.
Yeah.
So, I'm just like really curious. Do you think that this Earth Golem that we fought, a month ago or 2 months ago, do you think it was coming for you and not for Snapshot? Maybe. Do you think it's connected?
I don't, I don't know. At first, I was kind of hoping it wasn't, but this green man, I mean, that's totally. And also, I didn't know that these beings had the power to go so far over the ocean. My uncle, right? We don't know too much. My parents knew most about it, but my uncle was hoping that this would have been far enough away. So I don't know.
So why did you came here? You wanted to like spread their influence so that you leave some home and some will come follow you here, or like what?
No, we were going to be able to get away from it. Basically, my parents were killed, and my uncle, these forces were actually after me, and they killed my parents to try to get to me. And my uncle, he was able to get us here. He actually works IT for the city, um, and he was able to get some sort of visa asylum thing. And we thought this would have been far enough away, like like that, in the same way that there's different religions pop up in different parts of the world. These magical forces are kind of, we thought, were tied to different parts of the world.
Wow, that's tough, Sheila. I'm sorry. I didn't know about your parents. You have my sympathies.
Well,
Yeah, if
and
yeah, if you need help tracking them down, I'm your guy.
and all right, and she's like, yeah, thank you, Samuel. I really appreciate it. And for like a brief second, she just kind of has maybe a real vulnerable look at her. But
Do
then is like,
do we go to comfort? Do we go to comfort and support?
oh yeah,
It probably failed horribly, but yeah, that's the point of it.
yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, sounds good.
It's a 7 goes down to a 6.
Yeah.
Obviously, Sheila's putting her faith in the wrong guy, but oh well. Oh well.
Does that include the influence that you have over Sheila?
Did you
Oh
include
yeah, no. So it stays a 7.
Excellent.
Good. I always forget that
Me-
you add +1 when you have influence. Yeah.
Me too. Yeah, awesome. So on a 7 to 9, when I find where I've hidden that.
On a hit, they hear you. They mark potential clear condition or shift labels if they open up to you.
Okay.
I feel like Sheila has opened up here. They've been fairly.
Yep.
A mark potential.
Awesome.
And then after her brief kind of opening up, she's just kind of like, oh, yeah, I probably should get to my class.
Yeah. I think you start with science with my mom. So please don't screw up. Otherwise, she will like tell me everything at home. So.
Is she an easy teacher? Is she nice or?
She's the coolest science teacher there is. Come on, it's my mom.
Okay, cool. Hey, that's awesome. No, my parents were real nice, but they were big dweebs, so you never know.
Dweebs like I don't.
Oh, my parents were teachers too. They taught at the college, and they were really nice, but all their students were scared of them.
Oh, I don't know. Honestly, it's different when I'm on my mom's class. It's different than when you are on my mom's class. So you can tell me after how she was, because she's my mom. So I always like and love her.
Okay, yeah.
Cool. I'll see you after the class. Probably
Okay.
after the school, we'll see each other.
Yeah. Well, wish me luck.
Good luck. It's just the start. It will go great.
Cool. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Prior, how does your first day back at school go? What do we see from you?
I think we would probably see a scene with Pryor and his best bud, who I think it would be amusing if Xiuzhong is a huge fan of Saint, maybe.
Oh yeah, sure.
Huge fan, like totally into.
I'm in the locker.
Yeah, like locker
I'm
pictures,
like-
totally. Yeah, so we pick up in the hallway, lots of people moving around, and Fryer comes up, backpack over his shoulder, and Xiuzhong has opened up their locker, and there's like all these pictures of Saint, and like there's even one that's signed, but it probably like Xiuzhong probably signed it themselves and says, because it doesn't exactly look like Saint's handwriting, but not gonna call him out on that.
Hey, I think as Prior comes up to them, I think they kind of quickly slam the door of their locker too. But as they glance around and see it's Prior, they kind of go back in and fish out their textbook and say, "Oh, hey, Prior, how are you? How's it going?"
It's fine. Listen, there was like this crazy big fight at the baseball field.
Really? What happened? Who was fighting? Was it Carter again?
Oh no, it was like this. Like, he looks around. This green man. That's what he called himself. I guess there aren't many good superhero names anymore, or villain names or anything. They're all taken. But anyway, he was going after. Do you remember that loudmouth troll lady that I told you about?
Oh, yeah. That's like an actual like superhero fight here at the school. You're saying?
Right. Yeah. Well,
Man, I can't believe I missed that.
It was pretty short, like shockingly short, but it was okay. I mean, it was 3-on-1. What are you gonna expect?
Are you okay? I mean, you weren't.
I'm fine. I'm good. Thanks. Though it's cool. So, yeah, I just want to give you the heads up. Like, if grass starts moving funny, just run.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. Look, I mean, do you think this is if like this stuff is starting to come here, follow you back to where you go to school? Do you think maybe I don't know? I mean, do you think you should be keeping out of this?
I mean, they were going to tear up the baseball field, man. I had to step in. I mean, it didn't look like Nightbolt was going to mess up anything this time. And I mean, we're kind of like a team. I mean, it's not like we're officially a team.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't suppose you've met up with Saint again, have you? I mean, only I saw, after that thing at the amusement park that.
No, you can tell he's like a little jealous of. No, I haven't seen Saint around. They're probably, hanging out at a temple or something.
Oh, sure. Well, yeah. I mean, if they do show up, and I you're not.
I mean, you know how it is. They have to stay chaste and pray all the time.
Yeah, yeah. I guess that's so. Anyway, I guess we better get to class.
Yeah. Okay. But then I think maybe Sammy's like there, you know, but with shorter hair, so we know that it's not Saint. Is that how? That's the differentiator.
If you pan the camera, you have like the same square shoulders and like instead of the perfect image of like a prayerful the saint, you have like Sammy chewing gum really crassly and just banging his bag and as he follows to his next class.
Nice.
Is it okay if I like I kind of wanted a baseball during lunch break thing?
Yeah, no, that's perfect. We can. I was going to ask you next what you'd like to see. So yeah, no, I'm if you want to have like a baseball practice, that would be cool.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in the middle of the center field pointing a baseball bat at Decker and being like, I know you're Nightbolt, right? Because of when the team met up in a prior episode.
Yeah, I think you know that Nightbolt is Decker. Although I don't sure I play baseball. I mean I can. Maybe I'm like maybe someone convinced me to like come for the training and give it a shot because we didn't because I don't think I was a baseball player. But I can be there for a training or something.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess this might be well, I mean, I'm going to repeatedly expose my ignorance of the US school system, but I know certainly in like at school here, you'd play sports for PE, but that wouldn't, that would be everyone would play the sports. Then it's not just a case of like the people that were on the team. That they then probably have additional practice.
That happens in America too.
Yeah, I assumed it would be the case, but yeah.
We're good. You're doing great.
I was just thinking it's more of like lunch practice and it's not really formal practice. And I feel like I just challenged Decker because I was like, so who has the better fire-induced baseball throw? I need to see. Like, I need to find out. Like, I feel like I convinced Knockback to umpire for us. But I'm challenging Decker.
So it also implies that I know that Sammy and Saint are the same person, yes?
Oh right, gosh, you should know or you shouldn't, right?
I'm asking because we are kind of playing with these double identities, and for sure it's a big thing for Knockback. It's not a big thing for me, so I'm just asking, do I know that Sammy and Saint are the same person?
Depends on Rich. What's more cool for you?
For me, like making Knockback the only one who's squirrely about who he really is seems interesting, but I won't take that away from you because if you really want to like surprise I'm actually Saint, that's cool too.
I feel like Decker knows, but Perez doesn't know yet. Maybe Decker figures it out, but doesn't think too much of it. Like, like okay.
Yeah.
That guy is Knockback. Okay, please catch the ball for us. Kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah. So I assume we are like out there getting ready to I have no knowledge of baseball, and you want me to enter the competition of who throws the ball better, yes? And then just say, come on, we cannot do it at the school. Everyone will know. They don't need to know. We can do this, fire throwing after the school.
And then I feel like I tilt my head and say, "Are you saying you can't do it?"
Oh, come on! I think you're provoking.
That definitely sounds like a provoke to me. Yeah. So yeah, when you provoke someone susceptible to your words, say what you're trying to get them to do. That's fairly obvious, and roll with superior.
I don't know what where do I check the superior?
Oh, superior is that is.
Oh, you have not assigned your label.
Yes, sorry. We sorry. I
We
missed
skipped
that we
right past it.
hadn't,
Oops.
I missed that we hadn't done that. Sorry, that was my mistake. I'd not gone through. So yeah, we'll quickly go through that. Apologies. Sorry, I'd checked in on the character and then completely blanked on that.
I don't know if I
So
want Freak and Sailor have the same stats. It's funny. Okay.
so sorry, just finding the right playbooks. Yeah. So for the star, your labels start out as follows. Your danger is -1. Your freak is 1. Your savior is also 1. Your superior is 2. And your mundane is -1. You then also get to add +1 to any one of those once you've filled those in.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Freak is -1, right?
Sorry, let's see. Apologies. Freak is +1. Danger is
Okay.
-1. Yep.
Okay.
I think that on the keeper, those two are switched around in order. So
Yeah, it's okay. So I roll 2d6.
yep, and then
Cool.
add 2 to it for your
Wait.
superior.
Tabs open. I need to figure out. I'm like, oh no. Roll dice with friends. Okay. Give me something good. Oh my god.
So that
Okay,
is
5 total.
that's a total of 5. Oh well, that will go up to X again. You are targeting someone you have influence over, so that will give you a +1, but that will still only get it up to 6. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this over to Nightbolt, over to Samuel. So I think I'm going to say, yeah, I'm either going to give you the option to essentially use a provoke back against Sammi. You won't have to roll for it. We'll just count it as a 10+. Or if there's nothing you particularly want out of them, then you can shift their labels.
Question to Maria: Are you open for a little bit romance options over there?
Oh yeah, of course, yes.
Cool. Just to let you know, I changed my preference there as well. So I think Nightbolt looks at you and he says, "But if I win, we go on a date."
Oh. And then I feel like
You game?
I feel like Saint like blushes profusely and then nods his head. And I feel like that's why on the first throw he misses. He's just like, he just imagined the date in the milkshake shop and he just like, oh, missed, very distracted.
Awesome.
Super distracted, yeah. And I feel like Knockback teases him. Like, I thought you were more you
Let's not say what my character says.
Oh yeah, sure, go ahead.
No, it's okay. Keep going. I'll just chuckle. That's cool.
Oh, okay. But I was open to if Knockback has some kind of rapport with Saint doing that.
Or if like that's your best throw? Wow.
Yeah. Oh, you're on mute. Well, you were on mute.
Yeah, I was just asking. So we are throwing the ball, and Paris is with the bat trying to like hit the ball. Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, if Sammy tries to throw a fiery pitch, and it turns out to be pretty terrible. I think he'd probably just clock it. A nice frozen rope out between center field, left field, kind of bounces a couple times, hits the wall. Says, that's you got to do better than that. Come on, Sammy. All right, come on, Decker. Let's get your noodle arm up here.
All right, Perez, you ready for this speedball? I hope you are.
I think I am.
Okay, so yeah, I think Decker is a horrible thrower, but he will use this a little bit more some slight smoke on the ball, some water, some air spin on it, so that it just avoids the bat. Because come on, I need to win this. Yeah, just
that definitely sounds like you are unleashing your powers there.
all right.
I'd like to spin the team to help you because I definitely want Sammy to go on a date with Nightbolt.
Yeah, let's see. It's a 12.
Oh well,
Perfect.
it's meant to happen.
Yeah. So yeah, I think with that, yeah, you get what you want. You managed to alter the situation in your advantage. So yeah, how does this look as you pitch this ball with pinpoint accuracy?
So yeah, I do the usual, throw around and then throw the ball. And usually most people just look at the ball and then at the guy who strikes it. And we see Decker for a moment turning to a little bit like a gust of wind for just a brief second, and the ball just ding, avoids the bat, and just the guy who catches it drops it because it's so hard, and it's wow, what happened with the ball? Why is it so hard?
Nice.
And Sammy's just gawking. At first he was super impressed, but because of the awe, he couldn't even move an inch or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and after the throw, Samuel turns and looks at Simon. He says, "Milkshakes after the school."
Awesome. And I'm going to ask as well, Sheila, are you here watching this? Oh, sorry, you're on mute.
You might have to remind me every single time for the rest of my life.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, how about she was supposed to meet Samuel for lunch or something, and he got distracted. So she was all insecure, oh, first day at school, and so how about, yeah, so she sees him screwing around on the baseball field and is kind of pissed. Yeah, feelings hurt, right? And so she's mad. Yeah.
Well, that definitely sounds like I'm going to ask you to mark angry there.
All right.
Awesome. Cool. I think we'll take a quick break there, and then we'll pop back in and we'll catch up with everyone. But yeah, thank you very much. It's been good fun so far. So yeah, see you all back in about 5 minutes. So yeah, welcome back, and we will. So I think I'm just going to double check. Actually, I am at this point. I think I would quite like to see Prior's time passes role as we kind of fade out on this baseball practice to see how things are kind of going on in Prior's life at the minute. I don't believe anyone else has a downtime move, but if you do shout out, and I'll get you to do that as well.
I think out of the three of us, maybe the star has time passing move. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I've just had a quick look through, and I don't think so. So no, I think it is just knockback.
That is an 11.
An
'cause I
11.
roll with mundane. So,
Perfect. So on a 10 plus, I believe that means that you have an opportunity or advantage thanks to one of your obligations. So what would you like to see? Is there anything that you have in mind for that knockback?
I mean, it could be something as simple as he pulled a couple of extra shifts at Vertigo lately, so he's got a few extra dollars in his pocket that he doesn't have to thank his dad for.
Yeah, that sounds good. I like that.
Cool.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, we just get that like little scene of the sort of after school of the manager at the Pete's thing sort of handing over his paycheck and said good work this week, kid. Here's there's a little something extra in here for you for all the hard work you put in.
Wow. Thanks. And tips are great too.
I have a question. Do we see Knockback deliver pizza like using superpowers? Like, Spider-Man is like doing this as well?
Only if things go terribly and he's running behind, and almost never. I think he's very nervous about that. But maybe, yeah, I think that would be a scene I would like to see at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. So that definitely sounds like a potential on a miss or a mixed success. I think we might. Awesome. Cool. Yeah. So I think obviously I would like to. I'd like to see a bit of this a bit of a scene with this date, but I also just want to check in with Knockback and Buggane if there is anything else that the two of you would like to do, either together or apart, either way, or if you would. If you would like to, or maybe be coincidentally at the malt shop at the same time, that's also cool. But yeah, I just wanted to sort of check in with what you are interested in seeing or doing next.
I guess what is see Prior Perez prior, so he's mainly into like doing his job outside of Nightbolt and baseball, and so baseball and it's delivering pizzas is this thing.
Baseball, delivering pizzas, hanging out with Xie Zhong, and then superheroing on the side. Yeah, he's got a pretty full life.
Okay, what if Sheila and Zhejiang kind of, maybe she had lunch with Zhejiang, or was at the table with Zhejiang,
Cool.
and so maybe those three were hanging out, or
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
And I think Sheila doesn't know that Pryor is Knockback, but Pryor knows that Sheila's Buggane. That's good.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. No, that's cool. That sounds good. Yeah, and so I will just say, do we want these sort of the date and this to be going on in the same premises, just for that typical? We only have one set.
Yeah. Well, and also Zhejiang, right, is into the Saint, so maybe.
Yeah. I can definitely see the prospect for some rivalry and the like there. So yeah, no, that's awesome. Cool. So yeah, yeah. What I think I'll ask. So I suppose this is it was Sammy's. Sammi is the one who is taking uh, uh, Samuel out on a date. So where where do you think you go, Sammi? Is this like a kind of little local place, or are you going out to the mall? What sort of setup do you think this is?
I feel like Sammy's pride is a little hurt. So instead of it being all intimate and nice in some corner milkshake place, it's like a small stand in the middle of a busy food court, like second floor of a mall.
Wait, he like lost on purpose and now he's being moody about it?
I don't know, you didn't lose on purpose. I mean, you sometimes being a teenager doesn't mean you have control over your hormones.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Just an idea. Maybe we want to frame this in the middle of crowded amusement park, because we have this amusement park.
Oh, that's also cute. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
that sounds good. That sounds good.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. It's very clear that even though Samuel was very forthcoming earlier, now he's a little bit, doesn't know what to say or do. So yeah, it's awkward, and
It's so cute.
yeah, and then after a moment of silence, he goes to, so how do you control it? I mean the fire. Like, does it? Do you like think about it? Do you just or just happens?
Sammy is eating cotton candy alongside his milkshake. He has bad dietary habits, and as he's like letting the sugar melt into his tongue, he's like thinking, he's like staring at his fluff of cloud, and he's saying, the way you control things is through deep contemplation, meditation, something like concentration, Yeah. And
Wow, that sounds difficult.
he just stares right back at you.
I mean,
So, you mean you do it in another way?
I mean, the first time it happened, I was just smoking pot, and I just thought, man, I wish I could light the blunt with just my mind, and then that our kitchen exploded. So it just, you wanna lit something on fire, I just like think about it, and it happens. It's weird, and I try to control it, but it's sometimes difficult. So
I feel like Sammy lets out a really boisterous, loud laugh.
what's so funny about it?
He's just saying that I can't believe it just happens to you. You don't have to work for it.
I'm not sure if it's more a power or a curse, because I have to constantly think about what I think.
And then Sammy repeats the word curse, and he rolls it around his own tongue, and he says, yeah, I can relate to that part. It can certainly feel that way.
Yeah. Just so I know how to approach it, like, how does Saint communicate with the fans? Are you like a YouTube persona? Are you just on the Twitter? Are you just in the media? Like, how do you envision your approach to your fans as a star?
He has a weekly YouTube release. Oh, it's like a podcast length of him answering questions about. It's just advice, basically.
Yeah, so Samuel says, "Hey, should we like grab the shakes and go to this? Oh my God, I have no idea how. Yeah, what's the name of this attraction? It's not like a roller coaster. It's there's like a devil wheel. What other attractions are in the amusement park?
There could be
Um,
party games where you try
Ferris
to.
wheel?
and
You
how
mean
does this look like?
Ferris wheel? That's the big, like in London, there's that giant eye or whatever where it just
Yeah,
goes up and down. You know, it's a
and
circle.
okay, and how do you call it? Ferris wheel?
Ferris
Wheel.
wheel. Yeah.
Ferris wheel. Hey, should we like grab the milkshake and go to the Ferris wheel? We can have like a cool view on the neighborhood.
Sammy just nods his head, but is also like trying to judge your motivations, but is otherwise, oh, fine, okay, yeah.
If you would like to roll to pierce the mask, that is a roll with mundane.
Do I roll or?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so if you would like to roll for that, Sammy.
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Ooh, 6.
6. You do have influence over Samuel, so that will get you up to a 7, I think. I mean, if you haven't added that in already.
But I have a -1 for mundane.
Ah, right. No worries. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. No, I see. So, yeah. No worries. We will come back to you in a moment with that. And I'd like to switch over to our other trio. So, I think prior Chejang has sort of dragged you along with Sheila and sort of saying, yeah, come on, Prior, let's can you believe that Sheila hasn't had a chance to check out the amusement park yet?
Yeah, it's pretty. I wonder. Hey, do you think she's ever been to one? I wonder what they're like in Ireland. I think they're like have shillelaghs and leprechaun stuff, or I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, Sheila, we have
Prior, I'm right here.
So, do you have shillelaghs and leprechaun stuff at your? Do you have, or is it just all golf courses?
Well, it's more of a carnival thing. We don't have big things like this. It's more of like small carnivals that travel around.
Oh, carnies, cool.
Yeah. Oh, carnies. You know carnies, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. So, yeah, we've got the Ferris wheel and the haunted house and the crazy room of mirrors, and there's the shooting gallery. There's lots of stuff to do here. Let's give some stuff a shot. What do you want to do, Xiezhong?
Oh, I mean, we could.
Hey, I like these. Sheila likes the competition things. What are the things where you're trying to like throw the rings or knock things down or shoot the water guns?
Yeah. No, I think Chejin will say, yeah, that's cool. Let's go and play some of the games. See if we can't win a big Randy Rabbit.
Oh yeah, the Randy Rabbit.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
I like it.
I think she'll lead you both on to this. It's that classic, sort of the little wooden huts with various different only moderately rigged games set up in them. There's the usual sort of like the sort of shooting gallery type thing, and There'll be one of those big test your strength machines because it's necessary that one of those should be on the scene.
Yeah, said Buggane needs the ability to test her strength. That's perfect.
Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, so she's like, yeah, one of those things. And so Perez, I assume he's pretty athletic, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
and
mean,
then
he's
Buggane.
he's pretty up.
Okay, so Sheila's just kind of like, hey, let's want to do this strength thing. You think a girl could beat you?
I don't know. Let's give it a shot.
Okay, you go first.
Sure. Knowing that Sheila is Buggane. That's interesting. I'm sorry, what was the game that we chose? Like
I was thinking it was
the
the
thing where you
strength
squeeze your
thing.
hand in it's the where you have like the hammer, and you have to
Yeah.
ring the bell. Sure. I think Pryor's gonna Pryor always trying to like low key stuff. I think Pryor will just put forth like a little bit of effort, enough to seem like he's trying.
Yeah, sure thing. That's fine. I think you'll get a moderate score. I won't make you roll for that because you are specifically not trying to unleash your powers for that. So yeah, that's fine.
Not at all.
No, exactly. So yeah, you'll kind of do moderately well. You don't get the you don't get the whole noodle arm rating or whatever on the thing. But you don't quite ring the bell.
And he steps back. I think he's a little curious. Like, is Sheila gonna like use her troll powers or not? So he says, "Well, good luck. Pretty sure you can't beat that."
Sheila, I will. Feel free to if you think you want to kind of really go for it on this, we can make a roll. But if you just want to sort of I will also, just while we're all getting used to the system again, for those of us who are, I will point out that you do have methods by which you can remove conditions on you. For the one for to remove anger is to break something or hurt someone, or it's that general effect.
Yeah. Okay, let me think this here. So Pryor does something respectable but not insane. Is that kind of what it was?
He is average. Yes.
Oh,
It's
average.
respectable. Yeah, he's respectable. That's about it.
Okay. And yeah, I think Sheila's angry, but I'm thinking she's more angry at like Decker kind of thing. So yeah, let me think. Does she try to whale it? Yeah.
I would just like to point out that at this moment, probably you can spot Samuel and Sammi just going to this Ferris wheel. So we just move there, and you can like see us.
I just realized we have a Samuel and a Sammi. I don't know why I didn't realize that. Oh.
All right. Yeah, let's just say she whales it. She's trying to spark some conversation,
Sure thing.
Do I need to roll for that, or?
I think, I think I'm going to ask you to unleash your powers on that. You do get to roll with a +1 as you have angry marked.
And then what else? Unleash the powers is
That's a roll with freak.
Freak, okay. Let me see. Yeah, okay. 1 + 2. Oh. Bam, 9.
9. Okay. So on a hit, you do what you set out to do. On a 7 to 9, you either have to mark a condition, or I will tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary.
Let me see. Yeah, tell me how it's unstable or temporary.
Sure thing. And I will ask as well, are you going here for actually like completely obliterating the test your strength machine, or are you trying to do this in a more controlled way?
She wants to ring the bell, but she's not looking to destroy anything.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
She's looking to have fun with new friends, kind of thing.
Yeah, so I think that you will ring the bell and quite impressively as well. But yeah, you don't like cause wanton destruction here. But I think we do see that moment where, as you sort of like slam the hammer down onto the target. I think we maybe just see her claws just come out slightly. Maybe just start to see the growth of the fur up the back of her arms, and I think we sort of see that reaction from Chejung as she kind of does a double take, and it's only there for a moment because you didn't have to exert much power to do this, but we just get that kind of glimpse, and that sort of, she just has that very slightly like we sort of see her kind of rub her eyes and double take it, and obviously Prior, you notice this as well. But she doesn't like remark, Chejung doesn't remark on it, but they do. Like I said, they you can tell that they've clearly noticed this prior, or they've at least been momentarily confused, discomforted by this at any rate, even if they didn't quite realize what was happening.
You think that's enough oomph to hit a home run, Perez?
Probably. Hitting a little disc that doesn't move is a whole lot different from hitting a 70, 80 mile an hour ball, but I'm sure.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Still, that was a good hit. Nice job. Congrats.
Yeah, and Chejung, again, they do that sort of thing. They almost seem to like snap out of a not like snap out of a trance, but there's that moment where there's just sort of slight delay in the reaction. So yeah, that was awesome, Sheila. You're really strong.
Yeah, I think it's it's all how you swing the hammer. It's all in the reflexes.
Cool. And I think that she will take a go at it as well. Not as impressive by any stretch as Sheila, though they do manage again not to embarrass themselves. And as Samuel and Sammi, as you get on to the Ferris wheel, starts to climb up as you start to get a view out over the district of St. Edmunds and the nearby park. And you will be just kind of, about, call it about 10 o'clock up around on the wheel, when you will spot a figure flying down from amongst the clouds. They are dressed in like a long black cape. They have sort of a big black masked cowl thing going on, with quite like, it's got kind of like the big collar up behind it, and the they are someone you are probably vaguely familiar with. They're somewhat of an older villain. They were more active probably back during the Silver Age, but it is the unmistakable figure of Lord Midnight. They are very much your sort of classic Silver Age, capes and monologues type supervillain. And as they descend out of the sky, the sort of the cape billowing around them as they do so, there will be explosions of thick black smoke around at various locations around the amusement park, and and then the rest of you as well at this point will also be aware as these sort of like smoke bombs have like exploded around the park. You'll hear a few blasts. The smoke sort of rises up to form a big cloud covering the whole amusement park, blocking out the light of the sun. It gets very gloomy. It's not like full on pitch black, but the light level drops off very dramatically. And as you're all around surrounded in this thick cloud of gloom, and there will be a bellowing laugh from Lord Midnight as he descends. Says, I hope you are all enjoying yourselves, but know that this park has come under the control of Lord Midnight. Lord Midnight is here to spread his influence across this city once more. You will remain here under my control and under my protection until such time as the city delivers to me my demands. But Lord Midnight is a benevolent ruler. You may enjoy your petty diversions. And he waves an arm. He's still sort of hovering, probably about like 10 feet or so above the ground at this point. And you may go about and enjoy this place, but know that if my demands are not met, your lives will be forfeit.
Sammi kicks open one of the windows of the Ferris wheel and says, Lord Midnight, you're 2 hours early. It's only 10 p.m. Are you bored? I'm rolling for cold and cruel.
Nice. Yeah, go for it. As that is a roll with superior.
Yeah. Okay, let's go, Sammi. Oh, it's a 12. I don't. Okay. Yeah. It's a 12 plus 2, 14. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, so on On a hit with Cold and Cruel, on a 10 up, you either inflict condition on them, make them lose influence over you, or take influence over them, your choice. So just for again, as a sort of introduction to the rules, by default, all adults have influence over you. So Lord Midnight will have influence over you. So you can, if you wish, remove that from him, or you can inflict condition on them. The
I feel like I'll do the remove condition.
Yep, sure thing. So yeah, he will turn in your direction and says, "Who dares disobey? Who dares not disobey? What's the word I'm looking for? Who dares
Mock.
question
Defy?
the word of Lord Midnight? Come out and face me. Come out and face me, and I will show you the folly of your actions." And he will gesture with his hands, and dark shadows sort of extrude from them, and they sort of start swirling around him, and he lashes out with one of them, and it slices this, like I said, this sort of thread of shadow whips out towards the Ferris wheel, and it slices through one of the metal struts supporting the car that you're in. It lurches for a moment, and it's not going to completely fall at the moment, but you can feel sort of the structure starting to give a little as this lashes through it. I'm going to check in with Nightbolt. How do you react as this? It said is this like shadowy whip almost cuts through the supports to your car.
Nightbolt was kind of hoping to set this one out and let Buggane take care of it, but he looks at Saint and says, "Wow, you have a way with words to anger someone. That's yeah. Wow, what I do over here? So it doesn't look like. Yeah, I think that I have the advantage of the height over here, even though there's some smoke. Yeah, I suppose I stay by the window and I look at the situation. Is he alone? Does he have someone with him? Do we see some other dangerous things, bombs, something else? So yeah, it's good to inspect the situation.
Yes, certainly. If you would like to, if you would like to make me a roll to assess the situation, that is a roll with superior.
Yeah, that's a 5.
A 5. So what you will notice, and you will see this, but there are a number of figures that you now see who are wearing those almost like all-in-one black suits, sort of including like face coverings. That they have they all have kind of like different like grotesque masks over them. But even the masks are kind of in like a glossy black, lacquered looking shape. And they've obviously been kind of infiltrating this park, and they've already started taking hostages. They are sort of grabbing people. and herding them up. They are they don't seem to be like visibly armed, but they are clear. These are clearly, supervillain henchmen types. They are doing it, and I think this is at the point where I just want to check in particularly, Rich. Are you okay if Che Jung is grabbed by one of these?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that sounds cool.
Yeah. So yeah, there is a. This is sort of the point where I think Che Jung has just been sort of has just gone off to pick up some more tokens for the attractions when and was just sort of coming back towards you when this whole thing kicks off. And yeah, Buggane, Knockback, you will both notice as she's coming back towards you, one of these, as I said, they're dressed in like full-on black bodysuits with these grotesque black masks over them. They seem to have like they're sort of got like those big like padded gloves on the back of them. They look like they have some sort of gadgetry in them. And you see one of them grab Che Jung as she lets out a shocked cry as one of them grabs her. So yeah, Knockback, what do you do?
Well, I'm right here in front of Sheila, so it's like thought bubble of, oh man, I've got to duck out and turn into Knockback. So that is his main thought. I've got to help out here, but I can't do it as Prior Perez. So I'm trying to find a place to hide and quickly change into the suit.
Sure thing. So yeah. So I guess how are you kind of trying to? Are you just counting on the general distraction of the situation to slip away from Buggane, or is there
no? Yeah, that's a good question. He'll probably say something like, you should hide. I'll go get help." And then he turns and runs off. Maybe he looks like he's chickening out. I don't know.
Sure thing. And yeah, Buggane, how do you react to this? But both to the whole situation in general and to Prior making a run for it.
Yeah, she's just kind of like, man, does everything happen at this amusement park? I can't believe anyone shows up here. And she seems, Prior run off, and she's just kind of slightly confused about the guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's something I don't understand about him. Like, but she quickly puts that away and runs after Zhejiang. Oh, mute.
Yep, there we go. Yeah, so you run towards them. This as I said, dark clad figure has Che Jung grappled. She's clearly like they're clearly trying to fight back, but obviously this is a trained hench person, and they are seem to be trying to drag them towards sort of a central location.
Okay.
What do you do?
Yeah, so Sheila's just like, she's running towards them, and they're like, "Hey, let them go!" And as she is running, her voice becomes more and more monstrous. And then she jumps and we'll say just tries to with her big claws is just like grab that supervillain's head and just like pull it back.
Sure thing. So yeah, Yeah, I think we will say you are directly engaging here. These are a credible threat to you, I think, still, and especially with the added distraction of Chojung being in the mix. So yeah, if you would like to roll to directly engage.
Roll plus danger
Yep.
2. 7.
7, excellent. So on a 7 to 9, you get to pick one from the list. You will trade blows, but yeah, you get to pick one off of the list.
I assume I can't take Zhejiang. They're not really something.
You can absolutely you can absolutely use that to free Chojang from them.
I think what I'll do is I'll say create an opportunity for your allies. So what I'm doing is I distract them, and they have a chance to run away, or you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, Chojang's already been fighting, so I think as you grab onto them and pull them back, Chojang squirms out of their grip and runs away from them.
Maybe you can run to wherever Perez ran off to.
Oh my God! What's she? They're clearly looking a little shocked, but not. They're not like they've not gone into like complete panic mode, but they're sort of they're slowly backing away. I think the guard, the henchman, I should say, slams a fist into your gut. And there's clearly like these gloves they're wearing clearly have some sort of like electrical type thing in them. Maybe there's definitely more than just a physical blow to this, but you're tough. It sends you back and reeling, but I'm not going to ask you to take a powerful blow for that. I don't think it's a hench person and you're the bull. So but yeah, that is with that we will I think I would like to see the quick change of knockback, and then we'll see where we go from there.
Sweet. So yeah, knockback. I think he dives underneath one of those like tables that have the little awning things and scoots underneath, and it's a booth, maybe like one of those ring toss booths, right? And the guy's taken off because they already have like supervillain drills at this amusement park. They know exactly where they're supposed to go and you know how they evacuate in case of a Silver Age themed villain showing up. This is where you reconnoiter. Anyway, and then where does he like keep his stuff? I guess he's that dork who like carries around a like backpack everywhere he goes, and it just happens to be stuck in there, and we see the mask, and then he's quickly like pulling it over his head and changing his clothes, and it's awkward. Like he really needs better suit design, but you know, who's he going to get that from? And as soon as he's done, then Knockback will leap over the ring toss. He like grabs a handful of rings and he'll start flinging them at whoever Sheila's fighting against, whoever kind of punched Sheila in the gut there, because you know it'd be awesome if I defeated whoever punched Sheila, just so I can remind her of it forever.
Yeah, and that definitely sounds like a directly engage. Unless you think your aim here is more to defend Sheila, but this sounds more like you're trying to take out the bad guy.
Yeah, I think right this minute I'm trying to take out the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yep, I'll just be rolling with danger, which is flat for me. Yay, I rolled an 8. Woohoo!
Perfect. So yeah, I think I think that this is you get to choose one option off of the list. Though I think your attack here will take out this one, because he's already been had to fend off an attack from Sheila. So I think this one will take him out. But yeah,
I would love to choose to impress the opposition.
Yeah, sure thing. I think so. How does it look when you take out this?
I think what we see is Knockback, because he's got the kind of parkour stuff. So he grabs a handful of those rings, and the rings are, they're kind of metallic. They have a little bit of a heft to them, and he runs up along the awning of another booth, and then leaps up in the air and flings down a few of the rings and clocks the guy in the head a couple of times, and lands and tumbles forward and looks around and says,
"All right, Midnight, it's time for you guys to just leave. I don't think you have any tickets."
Awesome. And yeah, that was cool. I do like that little vocalizer. Cool. So yeah, and I think that what happens then is you have indeed impressed the opposition, and I think we see Lord Midnight turn his gaze towards you from where he's hovering above the park, and says, "Ah, I have heard of you, young one. Knockback, isn't it? Well, I cannot fault your courage, but your wisdom leaves something to be desired." He is going to actually, no, I think what he's going to do there is, rather than go for a straight up strike, I think I'm going to say he is going to be using his influence there to try and shift your labels. And I think he is going to I think that's probably going to be I think that's probably going to be a superior down and I think it's probably superior down, danger up.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I will accept that.
Sure.
I'll say,
"Well, really? You've heard of me?"
Nice. Cool. We'll call another quick break. They'll come back at 1:45 and pick things up. Cool. So yeah, welcome back. And so we have Lord Midnight is continuing to float and gloat, which definitely sounds like it should be a thing. And so I'm going to switch back over to our a young couple on the Ferris wheel. It's how is the Saint reacting to this new turn of events? We've just seen Lord Midnight turn on Knockback, who now appears to be on the scene. You can probably make out the scuffle between that Buggane and Knockback were engaged in with one of the minions. But yeah, what's your plan of action, or Nightbolt?
Just an idea. Should we engage the team move?
Oh yes, that's a very good point. Sorry, thank you for reminding me how to run this thing.
Good call. Thank you, Pavel.
Yeah, no, that is a very good call. I feel like this is a point where yes, everyone is like on the now that the Knockback has kind of shown up in costume. Everyone is here. So when you engage a powerful threat as a team, I'm going to the first question that we need to ask is, I'm just checking that this one is on the So, you will already have one in the team pool from the start of session. I actually don't know if we have a marker for team pool on this sheet. I didn't check in, so I will make a note of team anyway. So when you enter battle against a dangerous foe as a team, add 2 to the pool. So you're now up to 3.
Mhm.
And I will ask the following question. So first of all, who do you think is leading this team? That's possibly a difficult question at the moment because you're all a little bit separate. But who do you think is in charge currently or leading?
I would say either Saint or Buggane, because they were the first one to act in.
Buggane was first on the
areas.
scene. That would be amusing to me.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, sure thing. So we'll say that Buggane is currently your team's leader. You are looking to them to, in this case, it's probably more who is currently kind of leading the what's it of the fight, the momentum, as it were. Cool. So bear that in mind. Buggane, do you have influence over every other teammate?
Yes.
Perfect. So we add 1 to the team. Does everyone have the same purpose in this fight? Honestly, actually, I think at this stage, I imagine everyone's purpose here is to drive off Lord Midnight / save people in the park. Does anyone feel like they have a motivation that particularly conflicts with that?
No, that seems like a good thing.
Yep. I was going to say this is not the most nuanced of supervillain fights, this one, so I didn't expect there'd be much to bring into that. Cool. Does any team member mistrust either the leader or the team as a whole?
Not yet. Mysteriously, not yet.
No, fine. And last but not least, is your team ill-prepared or off balance?
I think it might be true.
Yeah, I think that one is fair. You've not really you were caught on the sort of the back foot by this. You're not all together. You're a bit spread out. So yeah, I think that's fair. So you currently have a team pool of 4. You can at any point, just to remind of how this works, if you wish to aid another hero with their role, you can do so. And after they've rolled, you can spend a point of team from the pool to add 1 to their dice pool. The other thing you can do as well is you can spend team selfishly by taking a point of team from the pool and putting one of your and basically shifting one of your show us how you are being selfish and harming the team as a whole, and then shift one of your labels up and 1 down. So it, in effect, gives you a +1, assuming that you use it to boost the roll that you're making. Yeah.
I'm sorry, David. Just want to double check. So at the start of session, the GM throws a point in the team pool.
Yep.
So we started with 1.
Yep.
Then when you enter into a fight, you add 2 to the team pool. Okay, so that's how we ended up with 4. Got it.
Yep, that's right.
I stuck up under column A on the characters thing a team pool tracker, so we can.
Brilliant. Thank you for
keep
that.
an eye on it. You're welcome.
Cool. So yeah. So yes, we get the kind of the theme music plays in as we cut back in. But yeah, I think I will still switch back. So Saint, how do you react to what's going on down below?
I feel like has the Ferris wheel like done a full turn and now we're underground, or do we have to jump off the ground epically?
I think at the point, I think it's been stopped. So yeah, I think you'll have to kind of make some form of dramatic exit from it to.
Ah, I see. I feel like I look at Decker and ask him if he could fly.
Not really, but I think it's a good vantage point to use. Listen, I ground him, you fire him up, we're gonna tag team him. So
Sure.
yeah.
I feel like I do an unleash my power move. I whip out my weapon. Hair grows longer. It's like some magical stuff transformation, and I focus my thought and consciousness towards like a beam of fire towards what's his name? Dr. Midnight?
Lord Midnight.
Lord Midnight.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
2d6.
Yeah, that's right. So if you're going here, so yeah, you are. So I suppose I'll just check in. Are you sort of trying to? Are you trying here to actually sort of harm him, bring him down, or is this more a kind of distraction or trying to fence him in?
Bring him down. What do you think?
Yeah, I guess it depends on what you're. If you want to like, if you want to sort of like, he is currently still flying. So if you want to sort of bring him down to the ground, that's something you could do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that will be unleash your powers then. Yeah, if you'd like to roll, that'll be 2d6 and add your freak to that.
A 9 plus 2, 11.
Excellent.
And
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, so on a hit, sorry, on a 10 plus, that is, it just works. So yeah, you will be able to like slam him down into the ground, disrupting his ability to fly. And how does that look when you sort of unleash this bolt of fire?
I feel like the bolt of fire eats away at his chest, but there's this certain level of magnetism that allows me to pull myself closer to him. And so in like a blink of an eye, I already I'm on top of him, but I kick him off. And then I recover maybe beside Knockback. But safely away from the Ferris wheel. But I feel like possibly Nightbolt. I don't know if we tag team for that attack or if they follow suit.
But yeah, no, that's perfect. You yeah, slam him into the ground. He sort of rolls. We see like your like holy divine fire sort of is pushing back against his like shadowy tendrils that he's exuding from his body, and he kind of scowls and says, "Foolish children, you know not with whom you meddle." And yeah, Nightbolt. I think yeah. How do you react to this?
Well, I follow up by jumping off from the cart we were in. Probably I had like smashed through the glass wall, and as I'm falling down, I think I wanna fire up burn. So I think so I think actually as I'm falling down, I'm gonna turn into like full rock guy, and but after charging up, I wanna like smash him to the ground. Yeah, let's use this move as well.
Roll for burn. So you roll this with the number of conditions you currently have marked, which I believe is currently 0.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt. Yeah, it's a 5.
That's a 5. Well, the upside to this is that you get, I believe, is it 2 burn? Yes, you get 2 burn. Yeah. However, you have to mark 3 conditions. So which conditions do you think you're going to go for?
I think I'm going to be angry because he interrupted my. It was supposed to be a date. It was going well, and he really interrupted this. Insecure because I'm jumping off from a really high distance. I don't know how this is gonna come up. Whatever makes sense. Guilty, hopeless, afraid. I'm gonna go with how do I feel in this situation? Kind of guilty because I expect my actions might endanger some civilians.
Sure thing.
So as we see, I'm like turning into this like rockman, and I'm falling down with like two rocky fists, just as he's lying on the ground, just like smash with all the speed that I gained from falling down on him.
Yeah, and I think we probably see like just to kind of nail in that sort of condition. I think as we sort of see you like smash into the ground, and we get one of those big dramatic craters in the footpath. I think we see kind of like a chunk of like tarmac just like shoot out, and it catches like this one of the ride operators is stood nearby, and we just see it like grazing across his cheek with that little cut of blood coming out of it, which you notice as you come down, and you realize that you're probably only like a foot or two away from actually landing on him, but you didn't.
Yeah.
But cool, I think I'd like to see what you do now that you're down on the ground and have your powers flowing around you.
I was actually intending them as a smash attack. So.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, no,
I was intending this as a land smash attack.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, no, go and roll please for you to directly engage.
Don't have a minus to it, so it might work.
Nope.
Or not. 3 + 1, it's a 4.
Ooh. Yeah, and I think we see you kind of slam into the ground. We see this like little earthquake almost moving towards Lord Midnight, but at the last moment we see that the kind of the shadowy power that had been momentarily burnt away from him by Saint's blast flows back, and he's propelled like about a foot or so off the ground, so that the force of this strike doesn't hit him, and he lets out another deep chuckle and just flings his hands out towards you, and a bolt of shadowy energy will impact you. And I would like you to take a powerful blow for that.
I'd like to protect if I can.
You absolutely can.
Sweet. I will try to jump in and help him out. So, sorry, I'm looking at I was reacting so fast before I even looked at the thing. Defend.
It's a roll with Savior. Yep.
Can I affirm my heroic identity to switch my mundane with my?
Absolutely.
Okay?
We are seeing Knockback. I mean, I don't know if you have that move, but this is definitely a game face moment. This is, Knockback.
I do have game face, but I'm trying to do the mask.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So yeah, that's what I meant. So you are. This is where we sort of got that proper full-on panel of Knockback, like looking heroic and jumping forwards. Yeah.
Nice. It's one of those like 2-page spread thing, like the gutter is, it's the middle. Yeah, I love that. Sweet. Here we go. So I'm rolling with +3 then. Oh wow, so good. So glad I did, because I rolled a 4, but +3 means that defend is a 7.
Excellent. So on a 7 to 9, you will you successfully defend them, and you get to. Sorry, I always read this move the wrong way around. So you get on a hit is because the list isn't where it should be in my mind. So on a hit, you keep them safe and choose one from the list, which is to add a team to the pool, to take influence over someone you protect, or to clear a condition.
I don't have any conditions, so I think with Decker, I don't have. Oh, I do. As Knockback, I have influence over Nightbolt. But if I take influence again, that means I can immediately inflict a condition, right?
You can inflict condition or shift their labels.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Then I'll do that. I want to do that. And I Yeah, sorry. What were you going to say?
No, that's cool. Yeah, you said you could go ahead and shift their labels.
Sweet. I'm going to drop. Sorry, just looking at the stats and thinking about in a fight, what do we need right this minute? So I think that Nightbolt is probably best in a support position. So I'm going to drop his danger and raise his superior. So your danger will go to a 0 and your superior up to a 2. As I say, better. Let's see.
Better keep it careful there, Nightbolt.
Nice. And yeah, on a 7 to 9, which is
Escalate the situation, please.
Escalate the situation. Perfect. Yeah. So I think we kind of see you leap in, and so do you think you actually kind of take the blast, or do you kind of not divert?
I think I tackle Nightbolt and like we roll past, and then maybe escalates the situation by the blast hitting something else, right?
Yeah. So I think. Yeah, go on. We've already caused some destruction with it. So I think the blast goes awry and slams into the big main support for the Ferris wheel, which starts to roll down and across the amusement park. People like scattering out of the way as it comes crashing down. You said, yeah, generally going on a destructive path through the park. And Buggane, what do you do whilst this chaos is going on?
All right, so Knockback just saved Nightbolt. Lord Midnight's doing fine, and this Ferris wheel is rolling amok.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna jump on that Ferris wheel. Let's see. So people are in the Ferris wheel while it's rolling.
That's right. Yep.
Oh man. Huh. All right.
At least temporarily, as the cars are probably like breaking off of it as it goes. But yes, it's
yeah. So she's gonna try to keep people from getting hurt. So she is going to try to keep the Ferris wheel from just falling over, right? If it's rolling, that's one thing. If it falls over, that's another. Let's see. Are there some cables or something? Let's see. I know what it is. What is it? There's like those gondolas at amusement parks.
Yep.
That kind of go all the way across.
Yep.
She is gonna want to try to put this wheel into one of those to kind of stop it.
Yeah,
and
perfect.
So she's going to use her strength to kind of slow it down, but then also kind of guide it.
Perfect. So I think this is probably again going to be a defend, I think, here, as you are trying to protect people from a threat.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be a roll with Savior.
Uh-oh. What is that? Oh, -1. Oh, crap. All right. Bam. Oh, but so any of the team or any of that you use afterward?
Yes, you can
roll?
spend team after the roll. That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
5. So that's a 4.
Yeah.
So how does the team stuff work?
So if people want to assist with this, they can spend a point of team to add into the roll. Alternatively, but yeah, it will be quite an expensive one for this, as it will require everyone to come in. You can also spend teams selfishly to shift your labels, so you can shift your savior up. But yeah, it is going to take a lot for this to come around to a success. So if people want to, that is cool. But
can we help with few people?
I think you should take that sweet, sweet potential.
Can few
All
people help?
right.
Because I'm not sure if you can, if three people can even help.
They can. I mean, if fictionally there's a way that all three of you,
Sure.
the rest of the other three of you could help, then that would be fine. But yeah, I agree. It's generally tough for that many people to meaningfully, unless you're doing a big like Voltron sequence. It's
We can. It's up to you whether you want miss or you want us to help. Because there is definitely a space someone can save one piece of the wheel or the people, and we can do it. So it's up to you. What do you want?
Well, I'll just take the potential, and we'll see where this goes.
Yeah, no worries. And I think what this is going to look like. I think that you are you're able to stop the wheel from running amok. It works, but there's that last moment when you're just trying to struggle to put it in, where just like you've gone sort of, probably by this point you're like full on you're in full on Buggane mode. And I think that we just see like the as it's just starting to lose momentum, we just get that moment where like it's just finally too much and the wheel rolls down onto you. And I'd like you to take a powerful blow, please.
All right. Let's see. Powerful
so this
blow.
is a roll with the number of conditions that you currently have marked.
Oh yeah. So I have 1. And so I roll and I add or I minus, but I want a low number.
That's it. You add, you add it as normal, but you're looking to get low rather than high.
Okay, 13.
13. So yeah, on a 10 plus on take a powerful blow, you have the following options. You must remove yourself from the scene, flee, pass out, etc. Lose control of yourself or your powers in a terrible way, or take 2 options from the 7 to 9 list. So which of those?
Let's see. Let's see. All right. How about I lose control of myself and or my powers in a terrible way?
Yeah. So yeah, I think. I mean, like, I will mostly like leave this up to you how you want this to look. But yeah, I think it would be kind of cool if like we've obviously seen like this. We've obviously seen sort of how Buggane changes when the more they use their powers, and I think I'd like to see that, like what's like the absolute extreme that we see that goes to. Like, do you become like 20 foot tall or just how does that look, sort of thing?
Yeah, I think what happens is right. I think of Sheila as kind of this angry, kind of person, and so she maybe she gets even taller. So I'm thinking like 10 feet, much bigger. But then also she loses control and she takes on, there's this other Buggane creature inside her. So she kind of loses her humanity a little bit and just kind of goes nuts. And so let's say, she's trapped. I think that was it. She was trapped under this thing. So let's say she like rips it off her, right? And maybe endangers some people because of that. And is just, out of control.
Yeah, that's cool. I think maybe, you like hurl this, almost hurl it like a frisbee, and we see it kind of like plowing. We're again, just with the sort of like general themes. We probably, it's not going to cause like mass injury, but it's like this is like destructive, and people have to dive to get out of the way, and dangerous.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It probably does. Like I like that idea. Like you see it like slamming into like the roller coaster, and a bit of that like falls down. And obviously, people have been evacuating these rides by this point, but it's like we just sort of see this like trail of destruction all across the park that Buggane has left behind.
And so like she just suddenly did something much more strength than she ever had shown before, even that she knew. But so she's a little out of control.
Yeah, perfect. I like that a lot. Awesome. Thank you very much. Cool. Yeah, things are getting pretty intense. Saint, how are you? What's how are you reacting to all of this? Lord Midnight is still holding his own. It would seem his minions are probably converging on you all now because you have revealed yourself to be a significant threat. What do you think you're doing?
Right now?
Hmm?
What's he yapping about right now, Lord Mid?
Yeah, so he just threw this this blast at Nightbolt, but was sort of distracted by Knockback, which caused the first world to crash. He, I think he was sort of generally, going on about you meddling kids in true Scooby Doo style.
I feel like while he was distracted by knocking back,
Yes.
Nightbolt, I feel like I skirt down to the side, grab like a sharp piece of glass from probably one of the game booths and try to what do you call this? Try to make my fire magic light thingy brighter with it.
Nice, yeah, like
Roll towards the other henchman, but I don't know if I'm rolling for the same move. That's
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Someone's driving a motorbike by outside.
I don't know if I'm still rolling for the same move though.
Yeah, so are you trying to kind of just use your powers to sort of attack him, or
get him from behind and maybe probably try to paralyze him.
Yeah, cool. That sounds like probably a directly engage, I think. If you would like to, that will be a roll with danger.
Okay. 9. Ooh, I've been rolling well. Okay. 9 -1, 8 though, but it's
Yep, no, that's fine. On a 7 to 9 with directly engage, you trade blows with them. You get to pick.
I would like to help that because I actually can push it to 10 with my being Nova.
Perfect. Yeah. Tell us how it looks.
I think we see you are firing your fire at him, and Nightbolt also turns into the fireman, the fire persona, and he says to Knockback, "Thanks, man, but I can handle this, and we need to, a little bit Kamehameha here." And I like step to the side from Knockback, who saved me from this bolt, and I just like channel all of my fire at the guy at the Lord Midnight from the other direction, so that he has to defend from 2. So I'm spending my burn for a boost, which I just learned, and I'm spending a team pool to boost this to a 10.
Nice. On a 10 plus, Saint, you get to pick. You obviously will trade blows, and you get to pick 2 from the list, which are to resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, or impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
Pick 2, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Create an opportunity and threaten.
Yeah, sure.
I feel like, I just like the idea of super angelic face, but has like the half dark face anime. You will regret doing this kind of thing. So I feel like at some point Saint gets to pin them down. But obviously I'm trying to make time for everybody to get closer to me. So as I'm pinning them down, and I'm muttering a mean remark in terms of you've picked the wrong timing, Lord Midnight. Like some cool pun.
Nice. I think I think I will have you roll to take a powerful blow as he's still you've kind of got his powers on the defensive because of these bolts, but I think maybe some of his henchmen at this point have sort of moved in, and they're kind of coming at you with these like shock gloves as you're focusing your fire on Lord Midnight. So again, you roll with the number of conditions you have marked. So I think that's currently 0 for you. So it's just a dice plus 0.
Oh, damn. I got a 2.
2, perfect.
Damn.
So you mark a potential, and you weather the blows and suffer no ill will. Tell us how that looks. As these, like I said, I think you've got a couple of these henchmen that's kind of like attacking you with these like shock gloves that they have on. How do you kind of fend them off?
Wait, do I have to fend them off? Don't I take it?
Oh no! On a 2 on a 6-, you're fine. They are. It's this roll you want to get low on, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I take a couple though, like just some aesthetic, like dripping on my right, on the right side of my lip, and then with like my right hand like pointed at Lord Midnight, I just blast a beam without even lifting any of my limbs towards where the henchmen are.
Sure thing. Nice. And I think at this point, I'll go back to Knockback. I think we see like Lord Midnight is being pressed from both sides and you can tell that like this the fiery attacks that Nightbolt and Saint are unleashing on him are definitely messing with his ability to control the shadows around him. So you have an opening whilst he's sort of distracted from you. What do you do? Oh, sorry, you're muted.
Tempting. Do I take the free shot, or do I try to convince him to just go? Let me see here. So I've confirmed.
Does your dad have a connection with Lord Midnight?
Oh, I really don't want to drop that in the middle of mixed company, but he probably does. Let's see. So I think. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is say,
Listen, Lordy, it looks like you've lost. Why don't you just take off while you have a little inch of pride left? You really don't want this on the front page, do you?
Actually, I think I'm going to ask, is this a provoke you're going for here?
Yeah, I'm trying to provoke him to run away.
Absolutely. I will have you roll this, and then we'll see how it goes.
Awesome. I'm terrible at provoking. I still rolled a 9. So that's an 8.
Okay. So with a provoke on a on a 7 to 9. So generally speaking, with a provoke, if you get a 10+, they do what you want. On a 7 to 9, they can instead choose one of the others, which I'd stumble or overreact. I think given the fact that he's already on the ropes and we're running up to time, I think he is going to go along with what you say, and he says. Very well, children. You may have bested me this time, but I will return, and you will pay for this interference in my plans. Come. And there will be kind of another detonation of smoke bombs as he kind of rises up into the air, and his minions fade into the background. They're all at this point, the sort of smoke that's already been like starts to kind of descend a little, and some of the light starts to break through again. We can hear kind of distant police sirens coming, and that's probably that's probably the point of view where we get the panel of like the certainly at the moment the three of you stood together as we sort of like then have a big, we probably get that close in panel of you all that stood there looking triumphant, and then the wider panel as we see this like devastation around the park, and possibly a brief panel of Buggane climbing up something in a very sort of King Kong style, and that is where we will leave things for today. The last thing we'll do before we stop is we'll just go through and do the end of session move, because I've remembered about it this time. So on the end of session moves, we going to go through, and I'll ask each of you this in turn. I'll go through in character keeper order. Starting with Buggane, at the end of the session, you get to choose one of the following options. You can either grow closer to the team, explain who made you feel welcome, you give influence to that character, and either clear a condition or mark potential. You can choose to grow into your own image of yourself, to explain how you see yourself and why, shift one label up and another down, or finally, you can grow away from the team, explain why you feel detached, take influence over you away from one other character. So, Buggane, do you feel that you have grown closer to the team, into your own image, or have grown away from the team?
I'm thinking she's grown into her own image
Yep.
because she kind of lost control. So I'm thinking of what is it? Move one up and one down? Is
Yeah,
that what you
that's right.
said? So I'm thinking Freak goes up to 2 and Savior will go to -2
Yeah, that sounds
because
fair.
she really screwed it up big time.
No worries. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Knockback, which would you like to choose?
I feel like Knockback's grown closer to the team, and I think that, oddly enough, Saint made me feel welcome. So I will give influence to Saint.
Near
Yeah.
the...
Did our thing. So you already have... Oh, yeah. Okay. Now you do. I thought for some reason I don't know how you're giving you. But there we go. You have influence over me, and I'll mark potential.
Perfect. Thank you. Saint, do you feel like you've grown closer to the team, further away, or into your own image?
Yeah, definitely closer to the team. But I already have. Can it be in general, or have to pick one?
You have to pick one person. If you give influence to someone who already has influence over you, they get to shift your labels around.
I feel like the tag team thing that we did with Nightbolt in terms of like the fireworks is kind of cool.
Yeah, I'd agree that sounds like the obvious choice there. So yeah, you can either clear a condition or you can gain a point of potential, your choice. And yeah, Nightbolt, would you like to shift Saint's labels?
Yes, of course. Danger up because we were shooting so much fire. And yeah, mundane down. We are like so far from being mundane.
Yep, that is fair. Brilliant, thank you very much. Nightbolt, do you feel like you've gone closer to, further away from the team, or into your own image?
Of course, closer to the team. We were on a sort of date inside a team, and then the fight broke out. So it was like, yeah, definitely Saint made me feel grow closer to the team. So you get to shift my labels, and I will clear something because I have plenty of conditions marked.
Maybe +1 danger, -1 on the Savior.
Cool.
Sure.
Brilliant, thank you. And thank you very much, everyone. I will stop our recording there.